Do you want to know how to deal with criticism and negative feedback while you're growing your business or your brand online? Hi, my name is Siddharth Rajsekar, and I've built a community of over 15,000 paid customers in my community. And on this journey in the last 4 years, there have been many moments in while growing my brand online where I've got that kind of criticism because there are when you're building your brand, you're going to be attracting an audience, and like a magnet, you also will be repelling an audience. And how do you deal with that is the main thing, and that's one of the reasons why most people they don't even get into this online journey because sometimes they feel that somebody will say something about them and they don't even take that one step to move forward. So the reality is that you cannot grow your brand without being criticized or mocked by somebody, but the question is how do you deal with it and whether that's going to affect you in any way or not. Okay, so first let me tell you about the different levels of criticism. Then second part, I'm going to tell you about why do people criticize in the first place. Okay, let's get into human psychology. We'll be getting into the root cause analysis. If you ever get criticized, there are 10 root causes, and it could be any one of these 10. I'll be walking through that list. I'll be talking to you about the three types of critiques and which critique to really take serious. And then how do you deal with it? I'll give you 6 points. Okay. So please take a lot of notes because this will be one of the most important pieces of information that you can get, especially if you're somebody who's trying to build your brand online, you want to grow online, but you have some reservations on moving on. Okay. So let's first get into the different levels of criticism. The first level of criticism is the most basic level, where somebody is on social media and they are outside your community and they post something like, hey, this person is not good, or who are you to talk about this, or what. They may have some uh, just some random comment. Okay, don't take that seriously. Second type of criticism is the second level is customers inside your community who are not happy with your what you're doing. If anyone has paid you money and if they are not happy, you got to take that seriously. That criticism, you have to be receptive. Okay. The third level of criticism is a negative criticism video posted by some influencer. Let's say if somebody has done something and some mega influencer talks about that person and to a large audience, that's taking it to a whole different level. Yeah. And which you should not come to that case at all. Okay, unless that particular influencer is having a different value system and they just want to bash other people down. The fourth level above this is mainstream media. Let's say you do something and then mainstream media talks about it. That's the worst place to be. You should not even be in that place. And then the fifth level is a complete customer and community tear down. I've seen this happen in a few companies, international companies, where company was growing, but due to the poor value system at the leadership level, everything crumbles and crashes, comes crashing down, which is even worse than just mainstream media talking about, and criticizing somebody. So these are the five levels of criticism. And the basic, like I said, is social media, somebody commenting. And for this level itself, many people get afraid and they don't even post anything on social media. So let's understand why do people criticize. Five types. Okay, five reasons why people criticize. First one is people sometimes they criticize to give genuine feedback, and that's very good. Constructive criticism is always, you should welcome that. Okay, and you should also acknowledge that. Let's say you offered a promise but you were not able to deliver your promise in your product or your service, and if somebody talks about it online and if they constructively criticize it, they give the feedback, you need to accept that feedback without deleting any of those comments. Okay. The second reason why people criticize is due to enviousness and envy and jealousy. And normally this comes down to what their value system is, what their samskaras are. Okay, what have been their impressions in their childhood and programming and stuff like that. So some people they've not had it in their childhood and they see somebody successful, they start to get jealous and envious, and that's human nature. Okay. The third one is there are some people who don't have any other work. They just want to go and bash down other people. Okay, they say, right, hurt people. If they have been hurt in some way, they want to hurt others. This is a third kind of a critique. Okay, the third reason why people criticize. The fourth reason why people criticize is maybe there are some people who don't get results. Okay, they are inspired by knowledge but they're not getting results, and because they are not getting results, they want to showcase that okay, this does not work, or they want to put somebody else down. So if they're not getting sales or results or growth or something, if they're not experiencing growth, they start to generalize that this does not work and they start to criticize. That's the fourth type of critique. The fifth reason why people criticize is just trying to compete. People who have a scarcity mindset and who think that okay, this is a market share game, and there's only place for one or two people on the top. So let me bash that competition down. Again, this comes from a poor value system. Okay, some of the best companies in the world, let's say Apple for example, they never really bothered about what Microsoft was doing. Okay, because they would have their own set of competition, but they stuck to their core values, and they became, now they're one of the cash rich companies in the world, the richest company in the world in terms of cash. So when you're building your brand, you will face critiques, but you need to be very sure on your value system. So these are the 5 reasons why people criticize. Now we'll talk about the root cause. If you have been criticized, or if you face a scenario where you get criticized by somebody online, what are the 10 different reasons? What could be the root causes? First is maybe your business is not built on strong values. You try to do things a shortcut way, it'll hit you back in some way or the other. Okay, value system is not there. Second reason is maybe you're not clear in your communication with your customers and your students. You may have the right intention, but if it's not being communicated in the clear, crystal clear way, that will also backfire on you. Okay. Third reason could be you are not getting results for your customers or your students, or whatever they paid you for, they're not getting the value from it. If that's the case, you will get criticized. So you got to get back and work on the product. The fourth reason is maybe you're not consistent in your message or your core message. Every few months you're changing your message and your ideology. So the initial people who would have bought from you, now they're seeing you do something else, and they'll start to look at you as somebody who does not have a strong holding on a strong footing in your product or your service. So you will get criticized. Okay. Number 5 is you will attract criticism by thinking more of it. If you're too bothered about what other people think about a product or service, you'll attract more of that. Okay, keep this in mind. You know what you focus on expands. Number 6 is maybe you need to improve your products. You maybe you have a substandard product and people have bought it and they feel like this is not good enough, so you have to get back to work. The seventh reason why you could get criticized are maybe you're not practicing what you preach or whatever you teach. You're telling people to do something but you're not following that. At a subconscious level, there'll be a dissonance, there'll be some mismatch. Okay, people can sense, all humans, we have a sixth sense. We can perceive at a subconscious level. We call this like vibe or gut instinct or things like that. People can sense your energy. So if you are not practicing what you teach, that will also attract criticism. Number 8, maybe you're not processing your emotions. Maybe you would have got hurt by somebody, or you had a bad relationship issue at home, and that shows up in the form of your business. You have not processed those emotions, and that shows up in form of frustration with your customers or your students, and you get backlashed. So if you're not processing your emotions, then also you get criticized. Number 9 is maybe your priorities are not right. You're not able to organize your life and your business. Maybe you're doing too many things ad hoc, so that also leads to criticism. And number 10 is maybe you need to improve as a person. It may seem like a small thing, but those who feel that, oh, I know everything, when the ego bloats up, it's nature's way of pricking the pin in that ego balloon, and the balloon has to get diffused, and to remove all that pressure. So maybe you need to improve as a person. Okay, so there are 3 types of critiques. The first one is the jealous and envious folks. I mean, you don't have to do anything about that. You can't change them. You can't change somebody like that unless they go through a transformation. The second kind of critique are the blamers and complainers. You will find that also. So jealous and envious is one category. Blamers and complainers are the another category, where you give them everything, even then they'll have something to complain about. Okay, and those kind of people, when you have them as customers, just take them out of the system immediately. Like if I have anyone who buys my product and they come into my community and they have any kind of blaming attitude, okay, that, oh, this is not what I wanted, I just give them the 100% refund. I don't want anyone like that in my system. Okay, that's why I've built a beautiful community of people who are able to see the value in what I'm providing. Okay, and the third one is the genuine and good-hearted critiques. These people you have to take seriously. Like in my community, if somebody gives me feedback, okay, you can do this better, you can do a hackathon better, maybe this course needs improvement, when I get those kind of feedback, I take it seriously. As they say right now, feedback is a breakfast of champions. You want to be a champion in your business and your niche, go and work on these areas. So I'm going to give you 6 ways as we come to the end of this episode. How do you deal with criticism? In 6 ways. First is, get excited when you get critiqued, because this is an opportunity for you to grow. Don't ignore. Take it as a feedback and see how you can improve your system. Every time something happens in my community, some feedback, some negative thing is there, I'm excited because I'm looking at what can I do to improve my system. That should be the mindset. Second thing is, think calmly and address the situation without trying to justify. If you have done a mistake, openly acknowledge it and apologize. That will actually help you build more trust. Okay, but if If you've not done a mistake and somebody's criticized you, just think calm and address the situation in a state of calmness, because internally, if you know you have not done anything wrong, that's perfectly fine. Okay, address it in a cordial way without trying to bash anyone down. Okay, third one is, if the feedback is genuine, apologize in public. In case somebody criticized you and if they were right about it, apologize in public. This has happened to me twice, or I promised to deliver something, I could not do it due to some factors, and I apologized. And that helped increase the trust in the community because I was just transparent. I was not trying to hide anything. Okay. Number four is, if the feedback is not genuine, okay, let's say somebody has posted a 1 star review on Trustpilot or Google review saying that your product is total crap or something like that. Reply back, give them clarity with logic and numbers. When somebody gives me a 1 star review on Trustpilot, I go look up their name and I respond back saying that thank you for this review, but as I can see, you're not a part of my community. Okay. Or if they're a part of the community, I look into their records and I say, okay, you've been my customer, but you've not gone through, you've only seen one part of my products. Please go through the entire product list of products and then you can give your feedback. So I reply back with logic and numbers, in a cordial way. The fifth way is, how do you deal with criticism is, never bash any other person down. Don't bash your competition down, so-called competition. Wish good for them always, bless them, thank them. There are many marketers who like to use negative tactics, saying that, this doesn't work, this person's system does not work, come to my system. That kind of marketing, that's again a scarcity mindset. They're coming from the scarcity mindset. So when you are getting criticized by somebody, don't bash them down, rather bless them and say, okay, this is what you think, perfect, wish you all the best. And that will short circuit their brain and they'll not do anything like that again. There have been like 2 3 moments like that where a few people have tried to do things, or talk ill about my system and my process and things like that, and I just said, bless you, man. I wish you all the best. May you be more successful. You have something better to offer, be more successful. And after that, everything stopped, because then they realized that there's no way that they can affect my mindset, because I'm not affected by them. Okay. The remote control should be in your hands, not in other people's hands. And finally, number 6, if you want to like deal with criticism, build a team of leaders. They will act as a force field. I have a team of facilitators who actually help me, and many of them are able to. If there's any criticism, they step in and they help. I don't really step into anything and do everything myself, because I know the value system on which I built my business and the system I've created is making a difference to other people's lives. So this is how you deal with criticism. I hope I've been able to give value and you've got some idea. Now the only thing to do is to be aware and put this into action. Wish you all the best, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.